Pumping up with questions over here. Doug Maurice to the left, Cleveland.com.
CJ, Coach Day was talking about this. We know you guys can throw the ball. We've seen it, but he seemed really excited that you won a game like this with defense and running the ball. As the quarterback, what did you think of this performance, and do you think this is good for the team to win a game sort of this way?
Yeah, first and foremost, I just want to thank God, man, for just having the opportunity to come out there with my brothers and, showcasing our talent. I got to start there, but yeah, like you said, man, the defense and running the ball won this game. But I do think in the past game when we really needed it, we were efficient. We were struggling early on, just trying to get a connection, trying to build that rhythm. But towards the end, as we kept going, we started to get it, started clicking more. So just me thinking about the game, we're playing the number 5 team in the country first game. First games are always kind of weird. It's kind of weird being out there again, to be honest, just like seeing the fans, dealing with all the outside noise, just trying to lock in. So at the end of the day, I feel like at the end of the day, we got the win, and we're blessed to be 1-0.
Press, need to remind you that we have Michael Hall to your right, obviously C.J. Stroud in center, and Xavier Johnson to your left. Over here to the right, Tim May, Letterman Row.
Yeah, real quick, C.J. in 100 words or less, who is Xavier Johnson? A lot of people are discovering him for the first time tonight. And then Xavier, who are you from standpoint of waiting your turn and finally getting a shot? Go ahead, C.J.
Yeah, Xavier Johnson is a dog. First of all, he's a man of God. So he's one of the people who kind of keep me honest, my faith with Christ, and that just shows you how hard a worker he is, man. He was one of the first people to take me under his wing when I first got to school, and he's always been a hard worker, man. He's kind of crazy in the weight room, and he works really, really hard. Like, if y'all seen him, man, you would think that man is animal. So he's a hell of a ball player that y'all can see. So
over to the far left, Steve.
Well, no, he didn't get the answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Xavier.
I would just kind of starting with what he said. I'm a man of God, man. That's literally my strength. So even going into the situation, I knew that it was a big situation. You're coming in the field, the best receiver in the country's shoes, and I knew that in myself, in my flesh, I didn't have enough in me. So it was a prayer, honestly, and I was transparent with the Lord and just kind of told him, like, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I need your strength, and the Lord gave me strength. So like what he said, like in the weight room, all that stuff. I do it all for the glory of God, man. So I would say that's what Xavier is. He's a man of God who is trying to bring glory to the Lord's name.
You had one of the greatest moments in Ohio State history. 2 pass catches, one for a touchdown, and then a hit on the kickoff, the following kickoff. Was that crazy to you?
It was. I'm not gonna lie, it was. And I would just say the team, and I love these guys. So with my legs empty, with all that, like none of that matters. I'm throwing that to the side. It's all for the team and for the glory of God. And I would say that I just told the reporters, it's a testament to Coach Day, it's a testament to Coach Hart, Coach Mick. They just put us in the positions to succeed. So that's all I was. I was in my position doing what I've been coached to do. So.
I will go to the far left, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
CJ, a lot's just been made of the connection that you've got with Jackson. And I know you've got faith in all your receivers, but for you, given the connection you have with Jackson, when you lose that, how's that maybe impact you and maybe your approach out there?
Yeah, like X said, man, he's the best receiver in the country. And, we build a connection, not just on the field, but off, that helps us on the field. So, when he was out the game, of course, it affects our team. Affects our offense, but at the end of the day, when you look at it, we got the job done. So X stepped up huge, JB stepped up huge, Emeka had a hell of a game, Marv played well. At the end of the day, when you look and you boil it down, man, you look at the scoreboard, and Coach Day always says that, man, like, no matter what type of game it is, we always got to stick together. So, I feel like that's what we did, and no matter how I played or whatever the case may be, we got the win. And it's one of us against the number 5 team in the country. Kudos to Notre Dame, they did some good things, and that's a really tough first game. So at the end of the day, I'm super proud of my guys, and I think that we're a tough team and we'll keep proving that.
Over to the right, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Mike, we heard about you during training camp that you had really made a leap. What was it that enabled you to do that, and how special was it for you to make the impact you did tonight?
You said what?
I said, during training camp, we heard that you had really grown a lot and made a lot of strides. What did it feel like tonight to make an impact the way you did?
I just want to thank God first, and then I just feel like I just came up there and played my hardest and just gave them all. I heard I was started by Coach Day just a couple of days before the game, so I really just took that to heart and just came out, just gave them all.
Go over here to the left, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Mike, you guys didn't allow any points in the second half and shut them out. What was the key, especially kind of coming out of halftime and playing the way you did last 2 quarters?
Just do exactly what we did in the first half, just try to stop the run. That's what Coach Mick always preaches about in the weight room and on and off the field. Just stop the run, just stop the run. So I feel like that's what we did well.
We'll go over here to the far right. Austin Ward, Rivals, 97.1 The Fan.
Xavier, I'm sure that this is something that you dreamed about a lot of times. How realistic throughout your years here did you think that it could be that you could do that? Then to realize something you probably thought about so many times, what did it feel like tonight?
Yeah, it's definitely from Jump Street. I came in and I was confident in myself. And coming in, I was expecting to shock the world. You know, as a freshman, everybody does. You know, they come in and they got all these high hopes and expectations. But I would say that kind of just part of my testimony, like the Lord kind of I feel like He took football away from me for a second, and He gave it back in a way that I could glorify Him. So, like you said, it was countless nights where, I was thinking about throwing in the towel some nights. There were nights where I felt like I had to put out the door, but I always relied on my faith and in prayer and to see where exactly I was supposed to be, and I never felt the Lord lead me to leave, and so just kind of seeing, you know, how it came full circle. It's just a testament to His faithfulness, and yeah, in that moment, it was all I could think about was just how good the Lord really is. And that's literally it. Like, I was overcome with emotion, but it was emotion from the standpoint of like, I'm glorifying the Lord right now, and I'm in the right position. So I don't know if that really answered your question, but that's what was going through my mind. Like, all I could think about was how good the Lord was. So.
And we're going to wrap up here. Far left, Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
CJ, you ran a lot tonight. A lot of it was scrambling, or most of it was scrambling. I'm guessing you don't get that kind of pressure in practice a lot. How do you make that adjustment in a game when they're in your face and maybe you weren't having a scramble like that preseason?
Yeah, it's definitely an adjustment, but I think my whole line did really well in pass protection. I mean, sometimes it happens. They see through, and maybe I got to drop back a little farther, give them a little room so I can see the field a little better. But at the end of the day, I feel like they did a great job up front. Luke did a great job setting the IDs, making our protection calls, trying to make sure that everything was set and straightforward. So I think maybe we can just be more efficient in the passing early on instead of set our rhythm early. I think we didn't get a rhythm to the very end. So that's on my part, though. I mean, I got to play better. At the end of the day, I'm still excited. I'm still happy, man. We're 1-0 against Notre Dame, North Fights in the country. So.
Was it part of that you grinding it out just like the entire team did, where you're not used to having to, you know, run like that toward the sideline and throw? I mean, are you kind of?
I mean, I've been doing that my whole life. I don't really think that it's anything new. I mean, I'm willing to put my head on the chopping board, man, to get a win for this team, because I mean, it just means so much to everybody. So it means so much to me just to get a win. So I mean, if that means I got to run around and do a little Patrick Mahomes or whatever the case may be, I'll do that. So I mean, I'm just super excited, super blessed from God, man. Without Him, I would never be in these shoes. So I just appreciate Him, and I'm gonna do everything I got to do to get a W.
Great. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless.